Hey everyone, this is JowyBlight. Today I'm going to do kind of a tutorial, tips, tricks, how to be a good engineer in Star Trek Bridge Crew. So, if you don't want to play the tutorial, this video can help you play engineer. I'll go over all the buttons real quick, and that way you can go into a game and not have to spend 20-30 minutes to do an entire tutorial. So across the board you get 10 power cells, and you can increase them. If you click below it, it decreases. Everything has to have at least one on it. And depending on what engine power you have, it affects your detectable range. So that's like the aggro range. Lower is better, of course. If you go to 4,000, 10 kilometers is kind of the minimum. Going to 1,000 doesn't really do much better. So 4,000 is good. If you go to 5,000 though, it's going to increase it to 20 kilometers. When the shields are up, I almost always keep it at 5 if I can. A cool thing to do is you can reroute power by sliding this over, and you can take from the engine power and slide it over to the shields, and you can get a maximum level of 5.8 on your shields, but it only goes up to that top one. If I was at 5.8 or the 5, it would give me that, and you can quickly reset it. As you can see, if you switch it over, you lose speed on the other side, or vice versa, you lose shield strength. It's real cool if, see how phaser range has nothing? I can slide over the stuff that's not being used, and I still gain power to speed, and it's not affecting the phaser range at all. When you're rerouting power though, you need to be careful. You'll start seeing these orange bars start to fill. If they get about halfway, the subsystem starts to overheat, and it will actually turn off that subsystem, and you're going to lose speed or shielding. So don't try to go more than halfway on it. Just turn your routing and go reset, and then that'll cool your subsystems down. The systems display, kind of useful, not really though. You know, if you're getting hit, you're going to go over to repair, and you get 3 crew members. You'll be able to click and assign each one. A lot of people don't know about this though, is you can select all 3 and put them on one thing. So if your warp core is at like 50%, just go ahead and put all 3 on there to get your warp engine back online. If everything is kind of evenly, minorly damaged, it may be better to put 1 in each position. This little button returns them to the little waiting area. I try not to use that because if you leave them on after it's fully repaired, if it gets hit again, they'll just keep repairing without you having to come over here. But you can't assign a crew member to a 100% repaired system. So for impulse and warp, you have to slide it over and charge the coils, and that'll lock all your other power systems, and you have to be at 5,000 engine power.
Warp coils charged.
After they're charged, the helm has 30 seconds to use that charge, otherwise it's wasted, and you'll have to charge it for 10 seconds again. This could be very critical in a battle, and you need to communicate that the charge is almost gone, or so on.
Warp coil discharge imminent.
Impulse, on the other hand, only needs to be at 3,000. Sometimes your engine systems will be damaged though, and you'll have to go to 5 or even 4, and just to get that 3,000 power. Another thing, if you're rerouting power, you won't be able to use impulse if you're rerouting power, so be aware of that too. The last thing for engineer, anyone, either helm, tactical, or engineer, can do transporter or system intrusion. System intrusion, once tactical scans a target, you can then hack the weapons, shields, or engines, or the communications. I personally usually target weapons. If my shields are dead, target weapons. Engines is best if you want to get away. Communications is real good if you're only going to kill one person. And shields is good if their shields got to 100%. The transporter, you cannot transport while the shields are up, either on the enemy ship or your own ship. So you need to communicate with tactical to make sure they're both down. The farther your distance is, the longer it takes to lock on, and you can only lock on to 6 people at a time. Once you lock on, you energize and they transport over to your ship. And that is it for Engineer. I hope these tips can give you a little heads up, and I hope it's a little faster than doing the tutorial. This is JowyBlight. I hope to see you in the game sometime.